What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to March's window shopping episode. So if you are new to the channel, have no idea what this is, every month I like to talk about the notable items on the central market, look at the price trends, whether it's going up or down, talk about items, whether you're trying to enhance it for gains or for profit. We just look at all the notable things that people will see throughout their journey. So with that said, if you are interested in checking out some of the previous months, I have a playlist and I'll leave it in the description so you can see it. So with that said, let's take a look at what has been trending throughout the past month. All right, so as we all know, ever since the Olvia Academy, we talked about this last month as well, Blackstars are kind of at the lowest price they've ever been. And yeah, it's not so much worth it for enhancing anymore as it used to be. I think if you are just trying to enhance it for fail stacks, it's probably okay. If you're trying to go for the cheapest method of making like a 300 to 400 fail stack, it's probably reblast, higher risk, but it's obviously cheaper to make. I still think, making Tet is obviously easier than making pen, but it's at the same time it's still a loss at most of the time. So yeah, here's where we're at for Blackstars. If you're an OG player, you remember when like Zarkas, Dandelions and stuff were at an all-time high, and then now this is where we're at. Blackstars is the exact same thing as the old boss gear, but in 2026. So yeah, all the Blackstars not really worth it for enhancing anymore. Making Tet is probably, it's not really profitable, but the fact that it's at around the same price as Pen is kind of insane, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think really many people should be enhancing this anymore because they give you around like 4 or 5 of them for free. So if you're a new player, you get one from getting level 61. I believe there's a bunch of like free handouts, 2 from the Olvia Academy, and then a bunch of all of the combat rewards, so the hammers and all that stuff. So like all of the rewards give you basically 6 of them to make your sovereigns, and that's where we're at nowadays. All right, so with that said, going on to armors, this is always going to be a hot topic until Pearl Abyss actually change it. So Fallen God. As we all know, most people are stuck at either Tri or Tet going into Adania, and I've given my feedback. Oh, there's an obliterating just sitting on the market. That's wild. Yeah, this would have sold instantly a year or 2 ago. But, so our feedback as a community has always been lower the amount of agris it takes to pity a Fallen God armor. 50 is very high for 2026 standards. So I think what they should do is cut that in half, or, like just make the enhancement rates higher. That's what they should do. But if you're at the point where you're trying to get Tets for yourself, and I understand that people are trying to buy them because that's the better route to do it instead of enhancing it. But if you are enhancing it, let me just go over the fail stacks that I use personally. And from base to pry, use probably like a 100 stack. You get 100s very easily these days. So actually, no, I'd probably go a little bit lower, like 80 to 100, and start from there for pry. Then 100 to, I would say, maybe like a 110, 120 stack to 150 for duo. And then from duo to Tri, probably like a 150 to 200. And then from Tri to Tet, which is the one that matters, I would say probably use a 250 plus stack to self-enhance this one. So what is my opinion? If you can buy it, that is always the cheaper and better method. However, telling a newer player to save up 200 billion silver is like me saying, here, just go grind for about 100 hours plus just to get one piece of gear. That's not fun. Guess what the last thing people want to do is? They probably want to quit the game. So as bad as it is, I would probably say for most people, if you're using a proper stack, just you know, just try to enhance it. 200 bill is a lot, especially for people who aren't at the end game. And I don't know, like if you have the patience to save it, great, do that. But if you don't, at least use a proper stack to enhance it. A 250 stack is 5%, I believe, which doesn't sound great either, but you know, best of luck. I hope they drop the amount of pity that it requires to pity it from 50 to like 20 or something. 2026, I think that's really the best thing they can do at this point. All right. I believe Mono's close has also gone down because Olvia Academy gave everyone a free try, and then people are just obviously slamming it, either one-tapping it to Tet or going all the way to Pen. The ones that I think are important for most people, cooking clothes. This one will just help you with Imperial delivery. It also, you know, cooking is very profitable as a life skill. Alchemy is a little bit less. Unless you really enjoy doing alchemy, then you can't mass process or mass alchemy. So it's one of those things where it's good to invest in, obviously, but you don't really need it unless you're doing alchemy a lot. Whereas cook's clothes, you can do it obviously for cooking. Even if you buy meals to do Imperial delivery, this is super helpful. Fishing clothes. Everyone has done fishing. I would try to get the highest tier you can. And yeah, eventually it'll go up. Gathering is actually very, very strong. And so if you can get a pen, clothes, even a Tet, that's always good. All the other ones are, you know, if you like doing the life skill, then good. But ever since the Olvia Academy, they gave everyone a free try blue one from here. So like all of these with the life skill rewards, you can get the blue gear. So I think that's good for beginners. You just use the gear and then you upgrade to Monos when you get to that point. Pretty good. All right, so accessories. We're going to be talking about Debarekas and also pre-owns for life skillers. Debarekas. These are, I don't know, how do I say this? It's like every month, whenever they come out with new grind spots, these go down in price. The rings are also going down, notably because Sakraya came out, which is the new endgame spot. And yeah, that added more rings to the list of loot and what people are getting. So if you were going to enhance or profit, it's probably going to be rings and earrings. If you're going for gear gains, you should be going for the necklace first, followed by belt, or I guess belt second, because that's probably cheaper in terms of stats, but they're the same like AP. Followed by ring and earring being the last one, because it's still the most expensive and the least amount of stats for, you know, the amount of silver you have. And if you were going to enhance Debos for profit, the calculator says duo, try, and Tet for profit, assuming you are using proper stacks and everything. Pen is not really profitable on average, so like plus 300 fail stack, like making a 300 stack, I guarantee you will need those later on in your progression cycle for like Idania armors or something. So you might as well just try to sell it at like Tet, or if you're grinding and have a lot of them from like just loot, make it like duo or try and then sell it and you're good to go. Okay, so pre-own accessories, life skillers. If you can just buy the highest tier you can. Enhancing these are flat rate. They don't go up. They don't use fail stacks. It's just a really low rate, so buy the highest tier you can. However, the soft cap, what we look at is, you see in the item effect where it says life skill XP 10%, and then obviously you get more mastery per tier. But if you were wanting the like effect bonus, Hex is where people mostly stop, because it gives the 12% life XP even all the way up until deck. And then, you know, Hex gives you the flat like 150. So obviously the higher you can get, the better. But if you just want the life XP, then Hex is the stopping point for all 4 pieces. And then go on as you would normally do it. So with that said, I believe the way it works is it follows the same gear as like PvE one. So the necklace will probably give you the most mastery, followed by ring, and then I believe earring is last. But let me double check that one for you right now. 125. Oh, well, I guess the same. So whichever one is the cheapest on your server. Okay, so necklace, belt, and then earrings and rings, whichever one is cheaper. That is what I would go for. Or whichever one has a deck sitting on the market, and then you could buy that, or whatever tier you can afford. One thing I've noticed, PvPers, especially people who do sieges on Saturday, they're using the Azadal belt. I believe I remember hearing that the difference between Tet and Pen is like a 3%. It like obviously recovers 80% BSR when used, but like it's what it averages out to a 3% for a difference of what, 25 billion, maybe more. So I think I see most people just running Tets, and then if you can get a Pen, obviously that's good, but at the same time, it's one of those very niche things. If you are in a very coordinated like Node War Siege guild, then this might be good for you. The other one, what is it? The necklace, I believe. I forgot what it's called. Azadal. Yeah, this one is kind of irrelevant, not gonna lie, but the belt is pretty good because BSR 200s are kind of insane if you know how to use it properly. I always like looking at iridescence because the price of this is always very volatile. It's been 3 bill. Trend has been going up, and then now it's stabilizing at 3 bill each. Why are they so expensive? Because every life skill has a combination that's best in slot that requires an iridescent for the most part. So one of those things where it's worth the investment, just buy it for 3 bill, but at the same time, like it is expensive for newer players to invest in. All right, what's next? Let's see. What are the most profitable ones? I believe a lot of people are using amplified strikes nowadays because it helps you get into the new grind spots because it gives you the most AP. So to give you an example of what I use, I have all the notable combinations, but a lot of everything uses a strike. Like there's one strike in target openings, one in Vicious Shadows, one in the Crocodile Tooth, and then all out attack requires 2 of them. And then, yeah, so basically every notable thing will use a strike crystal, at least one of them. So it's something that people should invest in. And Twisted is a little bit falling off because new grind spots, and Edania is still very good. It's just one of those, it used to be good like a couple months ago, now it's less good. Aside from that, you know, strikes going up, everything else slightly going down. It is what it is. Next we have, let's see, oh yeah, I like to talk about the enhancement materials because everything goes down. So mem frags are at an all-time low. Why? Because the gamble boxes are back. You know, the Blackstone block or blacksmith boxes. As long as Pearl Abyss keeps coming out with gamble boxes, the ones you pay pearls to get like a bunch of crown stones for, these will never go back up to max price of 6 mil. I know a lot of friends who bought these at like an all-time low, hoping they would go back up in price and then just sell them at max and make a fat profit. Yep, that is the most volatile thing I've ever seen. It's like if you're going to buy it, you're probably holding it for a couple, maybe years at this point, because yeah, I don't see these ever going back up to max price again as long as Pearl Abyss keeps making money off the boxes. Then yeah, these are going to probably stabilize at around 2.5 mil each at a maximum nowadays. And then when there's an event, it just kind of tanks. So If you need them, that's good. Now is a good time to buy them. If you are trying to sell it for profit, well, good luck on that one. Essence of Dawn is rising again because the Olvia Academy is slowing down, and then people are still at the point where they need them. And so, well, the best time to buy them, if you do need them, is Saturday after reset, because that's when the Blackstar boss rewards reset, and then people are getting like 90 to 100 of them a week, and then just selling them at min. So if you need them, buy them on Saturdays. But if you're selling them, just wait till the middle of the week. Blackstone or sharps are always going to be going up. There's a lot of uses now, obviously, from the standard usage. But with the Alchemy stone enhancing every 5 days, people are buying like 2,400 of them. The best thing to do is buy the Old Moon pieces from the Old Moon vendor. It's 5 mil, basically, equivalent. So if these are over 5 mil, use the one from the vendor. And then if they're, 6 mil, as they say, sell them, and then you can profit a little bit. They also added the new Essence of Devouring. You know what the biggest complaint is? These pink ones should build your fail stack up to 400, maybe 500. But Pearl Abyss is like, no, let's just come out with another item that we didn't really have a problem with before. So these are the pink ones are the exact same as this one, but bring up the number slightly higher. I think the newer ones, these only come from the end game spots like Zephyros, Sakraya Underwater, I believe. These still make a 300 stack. They should make it like a 400 or 500. Then I guarantee you these would sell out instantly. These would go out to max price if they built a 400 plus stack. But primordials are always going up in price because people need these going for Sovereign, myself included. It's so annoying. I think I'm going to pity a second one. I'm at 88 clicks. Dude, why can't I just be lucky like some people and get it under what? Even if it was under 50 taps, I would be happy. You guys have seen the video. I actually full pitied the Nov that I have, a full 165, and I'm more than halfway to the second one. So I'm like, oh boy, it's one of those things where I literally spend more money on enhancing than some other people. Welcome to endgame, but it's another story. Anyway, yeah, reforges are all just sitting nowadays, so if you need them, make sure to look at your reforged stone collection and then see what you need. This is what I would use for all classes. This is the combination that I think is probably the most damage output. The one you would change depending on what you're doing, like if you're grinding Star's End, you would probably have a down attack one instead. But back attack for most PvE things. If you're a PvPer, you could have accuracy and or damage reduction if you need it. But I would say for most PvEers, this is the combination you want to use. All right, next, life tools. Soon TM, they are going to add the new gathering treasure item, which they talked about this at the Calpheon Ball, and it allows you to basically teleport to your house. So if you forgot to use your house buff, like the furniture buff for grinding, probably what it's for. So yeah, I am at 5 out of 6 full pen tools. I just don't really do rock gathering as much, but if I need it, I'll just go get it. And then if you want XP, do herb gathering. If you want silver, fluid collecting and butcher knife for meats and saps. If you are self-crafting gear like horse gear and everything, probably gonna need the tanning knife. And if you're making yourself a boat, like a carrack, the lumbering axe is probably the way to go. Let's see. Hunting. We have new hunting spots for Adonia. So for all of you who are looking to try out hunting at some point, here's what you do. You buy one at base. You force enhance it to plus 10 with a bunch of blackstones, and that's the best way to get it. There's a lot of orders. It's going to cost you more to force it, obviously, but if you want one in the fastest amount of time, that's what you're going to do. Buy it at base, force enhance it to +10, and then you're good to go. Same with the sniper rifle. Well, I guess you could buy it at a +9 and then force it to 10, but if you can get it at 10, 11 orders isn't even that bad. You could probably just put an order on that one. It'll be fine. And let's see, Alchemy stones. This is fun. Every week there's a new chance of someone buying it. The value they are worth is at 1 billion or 1 trillion silver. However, that's 1 trillion silver. I think a few days ago I saw a screenshot of one selling on EU for like 2.6 trillion. I don't think that's a bad price if you're trying to save a year in terms of progression, but at the same time, like, I don't know, it's really one of those min-max things. Even if I had 2.6 trillion, I still think I would probably save it. It's like, if it goes to like min price, I would consider it, but even if I had the silver, I don't think it's worth it. Like, I don't know, man. It's just one of those weird things where it's like 3 AP obviously is very good, but the people who are buying this are already hard cap year, so it's just min-maxing at that point. However, Splendid's always going down in price every week, so if you get one, you should probably sell it if you don't need it. Gear progression will always need it. One thing I do want to go for actually is a Resplendent Lifestone. Those are always pretty nice to have, but I'm not in a rush to spend 200 billion on it. I think I can wait a little bit. So when it goes down to like mid price eventually, that's probably when I'll do it. Protection stones. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why people are making these, to be honest. If you're selling it, good luck selling it for 150, but I don't know. I'm always curious. What would the price of a protection stone be? Because, like, I actually do see a lot of people in PvP running full DR and defensive, so, like, I would actually see this being a fun meme to run, but not at 5 billion or 5 trillion. Ships. Oh wow, they're actually all sold out. Are people doing Blue Battlefield more often now, or are people running out of things to get, so they're just like buying all 4 boats to collect it? Volante is on order. What happened? I think they might be doing something with PvP. The reason why Advanced and Balance aren't as many orders is because, so Advance is the barter boat, which has more weight, so it'll allow you to, you know, PvE barter better. Volante is a speedboat, very good for PvP and PvE. Valor is the damage PvP boat, so that makes sense if people are buying it for Blue Battlefield. And Balance is just kind of one of those memes. If you have all other 3 boats, you buy the Balance just to complete your collection of all 4, and then that's about it. Furniture, the ones that matter are for house buffs. The one that you should probably get is probably, if you're actually using it, is the Master's Stuff Special Lion Head. And yeah, there's that. Plus 15 AP for 3 hours. It's better than buying the blessings. But I guarantee whenever the Gathering Treasure items comes out and people could just teleport to their own house, guarantee you these are going down in price. You could even clip that. But until then, these are the lazy people tax. You pay 60 mil for an hour. That's like not great, but it is what it is. And that's all the items I wanted to talk about this month. So yeah, if you are planning to enhance anything for profit, it'd probably be Deboreka's, maybe Fallen God Armors to Tet and hope to one tap it. Fallen God Armor enhancing is not really profitable. If you get lucky, it is, but most of the time you don't. Devos, on the other hand, are, you know, more or less stable, going for duo to tet. And yeah, so with that said, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thank you guys once again for watching this video. If you're new to your channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, thank you for 80,000 subscribers. It always means a lot. We got a bunch of videos coming out in the next few days. We got a lot of stuff coming out this month. Crimson Desert as well. We'll be playing that as well. So yeah, stick around and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.